I never do interviews, as you probably know, so hello. Have you had a good night? Okay, good.
Congratulations,
Thank
Steve
you.
Futterman from CBS News.
Hello.
I know you don't perform to win, but you've won tonight.
Mm-hmm.
You become the first artist in history, I don't know if you know the historic aspect of it, to sweep the top 3 awards, Record Song and Album of the Year twice.
Yes.
An amazing achievement, which I think everyone appreciates you for. Can you talk about what it means to you to accomplish something historic and just what it means to you to win these awards tonight? Because it's from your peers.
Yeah, well, I mean, the Grammys means a lot to me. Obviously, it's kind of the award show. So I'm very, very humbled, and that accomplishment, I feel very lucky to have achieved. Like I said in my speech, for me, my album of the year was Lemonade. So a piece of me did die inside as a Beyoncé stan, I'm not going to lie, because I was completely rooting for her. I voted for her. But I'm incredibly humbled, especially being from the UK. You know, it is an amazing feat to have achieved.
Katie from Billboard.
Hi. What did it mean to you to pay tribute to George Michael tonight, and what were some of your early memories of him?
Well, we could be here a while. First of all, I was devastated by that. My rehearsals are great. I had a bit of a shaky rehearsal today, but I've been working really hard on this tribute for a month, literally every day. I did it with Hans Zimmer, and I was in his studio even when he couldn't see me, just sitting there waiting for him to give me some time, which he did very graciously. My earliest memory of me being, a lone fan out of my family was Fast Love. It was when the video came out for that, and I was blown away by how hot he was. It's actually quite exceptional how good looking he was. And I was young. I was about 10, and I heard the vulnerability in that song, especially in the middle 8, where it goes from being about one night stands and being a little bit sleazy to saying, in the absence of security, I made my way into the night and I lost my way, basically. And I recognised that. I didn't relate to it when I was 10. That'd be weird. But it was that song, and I was very, very adamant. And I said it. I was devastated on Christmas Day. I had to go for a walk on my own and just breathe for a while. And on Boxing Day, which is the 26th for us, I said to Simon, my partner, I was like, I have to do that tribute. And they didn't want a tribute at first. His family and camp and stuff like that. And they came back and were very specific that it be me, and I was like, great, I've got something in the pipeline. If you want me to do it, I'll do it. But I found him to be one of the truest icons, because a lot of the time with people that are that globally known and famous, there tends to be not a fakeness in a bad way, but they put on this massive bravado and this alter ego to protect themselves, and rightly so, and I completely understand and appreciate that. But for him, it didn't always seem to be solely based on a look or about an assumption. Hi. Hello, hi. I'm good, how are you? Thank you.
Beyoncé was so beautiful and such a tender moment.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about why you felt the need to say it, and also, did you guys get a chance to speak? I mean, you guys seemed like it was short.
We did speak, yeah. I spoke to her before, just to let her know how honoured and privileged I feel to be nominated, alongside her. And we spoke afterwards as well, and she was very gracious and humble, as always, as all you could expect from her. Yeah. The reason I felt the need to say something was my album of the year is Lemonade. She is my icon of my whole life. I was 11 years old. I might get emotional, actually. I was 11 years old and I was at school. I was in the final, I don't know what your equivalent is, but I was in year 6, so I was 11 just before I moved up to our high school, but I think that's all a bit mixed up with American English schools. And I was with some girlfriends, and we were practicing a song for an assembly, with our friends, with all our family and stuff. And I think obviously it's probably my recommendation that we do a Spice Girls song. And they were like, have you heard No, No, No? And I was like, no, I haven't heard No, No, No. And they played it to me, and literally I remember it so clearly how I felt hearing her voice, hearing all their voices, but her specifically. And then I got home and, we kind of just started getting the internet. Luckily, my mum's boyfriend at the time was sort of built websites. He managed to find me some photographs of her. And I fell in love immediately with her. And that was when I was 11, and I'm 28 now. And the way that I felt when I first heard No, No, No was exactly the same as how I felt when I heard Lemonade last year. And for an artist to be, the other people that make me feel like that, they're all dead. They're all dead. So I'm living off of music that they made when they were alive. Whereas for her to be making such relevant music for that long of a period and still affect all of us. It's not just me. You know, there's friendships that I have that are completely defined on us being complete Beyoncé stans. You know, like I don't take any when it comes to anyone not liking Beyoncé. You can't be in my life, you know? You simply can't. So I felt the need to do it. Also, I feel like it was her time to win. My view is kind of what the does she have to do to win Album of the Year? That's also how I feel. I felt like this album was, I said it earlier, but another side to her that we haven't seen, and I felt blessed to be brought into that situation. Obviously, the visual is very new, and you know, and the Grammys are very traditional, but I just thought this year would be the year that they would kind of go with the tide. And I am, of course, very, very grateful having won it. But I felt the need because I love her, because I felt like she was more than worthy. And that's pretty much it, really. Is that right? Is that okay?